The air inside the convention center was thick with anticipation. It wasn't an ordinary gathering. No flashing banners, no welcome speeches, just an unspoken tension between those present. Men in dark suits whispered in hushed tones, their eyes scanning the room for familiar faces, or threats. This was a meeting of power, a place where backroom deals were struck, and secrets changed hands like currency. Among them, moving like a shadow, was Lana Stone. Dressed in a plain hoodie and jeans, she blended in perfectly. She wasn't supposed to be here. No one knew her real reason for attending, and that's how she needed it to stay. She was hunting someone, a ghost in the system, someone too dangerous to remain in the shadows any longer. Then something changed. A whisper too loud, a glance held too long. Lana knew she'd been made. Lana ran through the rain-soaked alley, heart pounding. Behind her, footsteps pounded the pavement. She turned sharply into a side street, but flashing red and blue lights cut her off. Sirens wailed. She had nowhere to run. Carter. Suspect spotted. Moving in. The voice crackled over the police radio. Officer Carter, a man known for his brutal tactics, led the charge. Reed, his younger, more hesitant partner, followed. Lana's mind raced. She had to act fast. Lana. Wait! Carter. Hands up. Face down on the ground. She had no choice. She obeyed, but Carter was rough, shoving her to the wet pavement. Her lip split on impact. Reed. Uneasy. She's not resisting, Carter. Carter. Yeah? I don't trust her kind. She winced as the cold metal cuffs bit into her wrists. A crowd gathered. A few raised their phones. The recording had begun. A dimly lit room. A flickering overhead light. Lana sat in the interrogation chair, wrists cuffed. Across from her, Carter paced like a caged animal. Reed leaned against the wall, arms crossed, eyes flickering with uncertainty. Carter. You were near the scene of a murder. Witnesses placed you there. You matched the description. Just confess. Lana. I didn't do it. I was running from something, not to it. Carter slammed his hand on the table, making Reed flinch. Carter. You think you're smart? You think you're gonna outplay me? Lana said nothing, just watched him, waited. Carter. You were seen near that warehouse. That's where they found the body. What were you doing there? A long pause. Then Lana smirked. Lana. Are you sure you have the right person? Carter's jaw tightened. Carter. Don't play games with me. The door swung open. Captain Anderson stepped inside. He tossed a file onto the desk in front of Carter. Anderson. We need to talk. Outside. Carter stiffened, but followed. The door slammed behind them. Lana exhaled, rolling her shoulders. The walls were closing in. She needed to move. Fast. Reed sat in his office, flipping through the confiscated belongings. Then he saw it. A badge, not just any badge. FBI. His blood ran cold. His fingers trembled as he grabbed the radio. Reed. Captain, we have a problem. Minutes later, Anderson's face paled as he read the file. Anderson. She's undercover? Reed. Not just undercover. She's been investigating internal corruption. This arrest. It wasn't supposed to happen. A tense silence. Anderson. Get her out. Now before this explodes. Back in the interrogation room, Carter leaned close, his breath hot with anger. Carter. Last chance to confess, sweetheart. Lana didn't flinch. She saw it in his eyes. The growing doubt, the fear. He knew something was wrong. Before she could respond, the door burst open. Anderson, Reed, 2 FBI agents. Anderson, uncuff her. Now. Carter, what? She's a suspect. The FBI agent held up a file. FBI agent. She's Special Agent Lana Stone. And you just made the biggest mistake of your life. Carter's face drained of color. He took a step back. Lana smirked. Lana. You should have checked before throwing your weight around. Hours later, Lana stood in the FBI headquarters, her wounds patched up. She watched as Carter was led away in cuffs. Reed, awkwardly. I didn't know. Lana, next time, listen first. A moment of silence. Then a phone rang. FBI agent. We have another problem. Lana turned. FBI agent. The body at the warehouse? It wasn't the intended target. The real target was you. Her stomach twisted. Lana. Someone set me up. A flicker of realization. The convention. The chase. The arrest. It was all planned. But by who? As she pieced the puzzle together, a knock on the door made her freeze. A courier handed her an envelope. No return address. Inside dash. A photo. Of her. From inside FBI headquarters. Someone was watching her. Someone on the inside. Her blood ran cold. The envelope felt heavy in Lana's hands, though it contained nothing but a single photograph. Her own face stared back at her, captured from an angle only possible within FBI headquarters. Someone had been watching, someone close. Her pulse quickened. She flipped the picture over. A message was scrawled in bold black ink. Leave now, or you won't get a second chance. A chill crawled up her spine. Every nerve in her body screamed that she was in more danger than she had realized. The botched arrest, the planted evidence, the frame job, it had all been deliberate. But this was personal. She glanced around. The FBI office felt different now, suffocating. She wasn't safe here. She stormed into Captain Anderson's office, slamming the photo onto his desk. Lana. Who has access to the security feeds? Who could have taken this? Anderson's face darkened as he studied the image. Anderson. Not many people. But whoever did this, they're not just watching, they're sending a message. Lana clenched her fists. Lana. They want me out of the way, but why? Anderson sighed, leaning back. Anderson. The case you were working before the arrest. Someone inside the bureau didn't want you getting too close. If they framed you once, they'll do it again. You need to disappear. Disappear. The word echoed in her mind, but she wasn't the type to run. Before she could respond, Reed burst through the door, face pale. Reed. Lana, your apartment. It's been ransacked. Whoever did it wasn't looking for valuables. Lana's stomach twisted. If they had searched her place, they were hunting for something specific, something they thought she had. Or worse, someone wanted to eliminate her before she found out what it was. Lana arrived at her apartment an hour later, only to find yellow police tape stretched across the entrance. Shattered glass littered the hallway. Inside, her belongings had been overturned, drawers ripped from their slots, couch cushions slashed open. Nothing was stolen, just destroyed. Then, on her kitchen counter, she saw it, a second envelope. Her breath hitched. Slowly, she opened it. Inside was another photo. This time, it wasn't of her. It was Reed. A red X was drawn across his face. Her heart pounded. She grabbed her phone, dialing frantically. Reed, where are you? Static. Then, a voice that wasn't Reed's. Unknown caller. You're too late, Agent Stone. Walk away before more blood is spilled. The line went dead. Lana sprinted out of the apartment. She didn't think. She just ran. Reed had been trying to help her. Now he was in danger. Or worse. She jumped into her car, speeding toward Reed's last known location. The streets blurred past as she weaved through traffic, her grip tight on the wheel. As she turned onto a narrow side road, she spotted his car, doors open, engine still running. Her stomach twisted. This wasn't good. Gun drawn, she stepped out cautiously. Lana. Reed? Silence. Then, a groan. She rushed forward and found Reed slumped against the pavement, blood dripping from a gash on his forehead. His eyes flickered open. He tried to speak but couldn't. Lana pressed against his wound. Stay with me. Who did this? He struggled, barely whispering. Inside. Man. Then, out of the shadows, a gun cocked. She turned. Too late. A figure stepped forward, gun trained on her. Carter, her former captor, the man who had been so eager to take her down. His smirk was smug. I told you before, Agent Stone, you should have stayed out of it. Lana's blood boiled. This was you? The threats, the photos, everything? Carter shrugged. Not everything. I'm just following orders. Her grip on her gun tightened. Whose orders? A cold chuckle. You'll find out soon enough, but first, you need to disappear, permanently. He aimed. Lana lunged. A single gunshot rang out. Lana hit the ground hard, pain searing through her shoulder. Carter loomed over her, but before he could fire again, a second gunshot. This time, it wasn't from him. Carter stumbled back, clutching his leg. He fell to the ground, cursing. Lana's vision blurred as a shadow stepped into view. A new figure, tall, broad-shouldered. Marcus, the last person she expected to save her. He knelt beside her, pressing his fingers to her pulse. You're alive. Good. I still need you. Lana struggled to focus. Why help me? Marcus smirked. Because, Agent Stone, you and I have a common enemy. Her mind raced. Marcus, the man she had been investigating, was now offering to help her? Why? Before she could question it further, he held out a phone. A video played on the screen. Lana's blood ran cold. The footage showed a meeting inside FBI headquarters. Several high-ranking officials, and Anderson, her trusted captain, the very man who told her to disappear. He wasn't just covering for someone. He was the one pulling the strings. Lana's world tilted. Everything she believed was a lie. Marcus stood, pocketing the phone. Now do you see, Agent Stone? You've been chasing the wrong people. The real threat was always inside. Lana forced herself to stand, bloodied but determined. Her case had just taken a deadly new turn, and this time, she wasn't sure she would survive it. Lana's pulse pounded as she processed what she had just seen. Captain Anderson, her mentor, the man who had vouched for her, the man who had warned her to run, was the real mastermind. She turned to Marcus, her supposed enemy, now her only lifeline. Lana, why should I trust you? Marcus smirked. Because we both want Anderson taken down, and right now, I'm the only one who can help you do it. Lana hated it, hated needing him, but she had no choice. Reed groaned beside her, still weak. She had to get him medical help, but first, she had to make a choice. Fight alone, or accept help from a criminal. She holstered her gun. Fine, but the second you cross me, I'll put you down myself. Marcus chuckled. Fair enough. Marcus drove them out of the city, winding through dark back roads. The tension in the car was thick. Lana checked her phone. No signal. Marcus glanced at her. You won't be able to reach anyone. Anderson controls everything. Communications, police, even the bureau. Lana clenched her fists. Then how do we fight back? Marcus handed her a flash drive. This has everything, every dirty deal, every frame-up, every cover-up. She stared at it. This was the key to exposing Anderson. But why was Marcus handing it over so easily? Reed stirred in the back seat. We need a safe house, he muttered. Marcus nodded. Already ahead of you. Lana didn't like it, but for now, she had to play along. They arrived at a small abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. It was cold, dark, and smelled of rust, but it was safe for now. Marcus placed a burner phone on the table. Use this if you need to contact anyone, but be careful. If Anderson suspects you're alive, he'll send his men. Lana's mind raced. Anderson thought she was dead. She could use that to her advantage. She turned to Marcus. What's your angle in all this? Marcus leaned back. Let's just say, Anderson double-crossed the wrong people, and I don't like being played. Lana didn't trust him, but if Anderson was as powerful as Marcus claimed, she needed all the help she could get. She connected the flash drive to her laptop, scrolling through the files. And then, her heart stopped. There was a video, a live feed. She clicked it. Anderson was in a dimly lit room, talking to someone she couldn't see. Anderson, we have a problem. Lana Stone is still alive. Her breath caught. He knew. And then, Anderson turned to the camera, looked directly at her. Anderson, and I know you're watching, Agent Stone. Lana slammed the laptop shut, her hands shaking. Marcus frowned. What is it? She swallowed hard. He knows. The warehouse wasn't safe anymore. They had to move. But as soon as they stepped outside, headlights flooded the area. Engines roared. Gunmen poured out of black SUVs. They were surrounded. Marcus cursed. Damn it, he was waiting for us. Lana pulled out her gun. We fight. Reed, still weak, loaded his pistol. Let's make it count. A figure stepped out of the lead SUV, Carter. His smirk was cruel. Agent Stone, Marcus, it's over. Lana aimed at him. Not yet. Carter chuckled. You think you can win? Anderson owns everything. You're nothing but a fugitive now. Lana's mind raced. She needed a plan. Fast. Then, Marcus whispered, Get ready to run. Before she could ask, he threw a smoke grenade. Chaos erupted. Gunfire, shouting, blinding smoke. Lana grabbed Reed and ran. But as they reached the alley, a gunshot rang out. Marcus stumbled. Blood spread across his chest. Lana screamed. Marcus! He fell to his knees, gasping. Carter emerged from the smoke, gun still aimed. Carter. Told you. It's over. Lana raised her gun. She wasn't going down without a fight. Then, a second shot. This time, it hit Reed. Lana's world shattered as he collapsed beside her. Carter smiled. Checkmate. Lana pressed her hand against Reed's wound, her heart pounding in her chest. He was barely conscious, his breath shallow. Lana, stay with me. Gunfire still crackled around them. Marcus was down, bleeding out, but his eyes flickered open for a brief moment. His voice was weak but determined. Marcus, go. You have to go. Lana shook her head. Not without you. Carter and his men were closing in. Smoke still lingered in the air, but it was thinning fast. Their window to escape was shrinking. With one last burst of adrenaline, Lana grabbed the burner phone Marcus had given her and hit the only saved number. A deep voice answered. Unknown voice. You better have a good reason for calling this number. Lana took a shaky breath. I need an extraction, now. A pause, then. Location? She relayed their coordinates. The voice didn't ask questions. Hold tight. But could they last that long? Marcus gritted his teeth as Lana and Reed pulled him into cover behind a rusted shipping container. You better not be making a mistake calling them, he muttered. Lana gave him a sharp look. You're in no position to argue, unless you have a better idea. He didn't. Carter's men were sweeping the area, methodically closing in. She could hear their footsteps on the gravel, hear Carter giving orders. Find them. Kill Marcus. Bring Lana to me. Alive. Lana tensed. Anderson wanted her alive? That meant he needed something from her. That gave her an edge, if she played it right. She met Marcus's gaze. How well do you know Carter's men? Marcus exhaled sharply. Well enough to know they don't all work for Anderson willingly. Some are just in too deep. Lana's mind raced. Then we give them a reason to switch sides. Marcus smirked despite the pain. Now you're thinking like a criminal. Gunfire erupted again. This time, not all of it was directed at them. Shouts of confusion rang through the air. Some of Carter's men had turned on each other. Marcus chuckled weakly. "Looks like your gamble paid off." Lana didn't have time to celebrate. The black SUVs roared to life. Carter was trying to pull back, but she wasn't about to let that happen. She turned to Reed, still bleeding but conscious. "Can you hold a gun?" He gave a weak nod. "Don't count me out yet." Together they moved, pushing toward Carter's vehicle. The battlefield was chaos, but Lana had one goal: take Carter down before he could regroup. She raised her gun and fired at the SUV's tires. The vehicle skidded, but Carter was already moving, slipping away into the shadows. "Lana!" Marcus's voice was urgent. She turned just in time to see a chopper descending. Her extraction had arrived. But so had Carter's reinforcements. The helicopter's blades kicked up dust and debris, making it harder to see. Carter's men were pouring in, far more than before. Lana knew they wouldn't win this fight. Not here, not now. She grabbed Marcus and Reed, hauling them toward the chopper as bullets tore through the air around them. A masked figure leaned out from the helicopter, reaching for them. "Move!" Lana shoved Marcus in first, then helped Reed. Just as she climbed aboard, Carter raised his weapon and fired. The bullet slammed into someone. Lana turned, eyes wide in horror. Someone had been hit, badly. But before she could react, the chopper lifted off, leaving Carter behind, staring up at them with a cold, victorious smirk. Lana's stomach twisted as she looked at who had been shot. Their bodies slumped against the side of the chopper, blood spreading across their clothes. It was Dash. Lana's heart pounded as she scrambled toward the slumped body. The helicopter rocked from the wind, but she barely noticed. Blood pooled beneath Reed's shirt. "Reed!" she gasped, pressing her hands over the wound. He gritted his teeth, trying to speak. Marcus, still struggling to sit up, swore under his breath. "We need to land, now." The masked pilot shook his head. "Not an option. Too many hostiles on the ground. We make it to the safe house, or we're dead." Lana glanced at Reed's paling face. "He won't make it that long." Marcus pulled a knife from his belt, slashing through Reed's blood-soaked shirt. "We do it here. Hold him down." Lana hesitated. "What?" "The bullet's still inside. If we don't get it out, he won't last." She swallowed hard. There was no time to argue. As the chopper swayed through the stormy sky, Lana did the only thing she could. She held Reed down while Marcus dug the bullet out with nothing but a blade and sheer willpower. His screams echoed through the night. Reed was barely conscious by the time the helicopter touched down on a rooftop. Two men in tactical gear rushed forward, carrying a stretcher. "Get him inside!" Lana and Marcus followed as they carried Reed into the safe house, a dark, concrete hideout on the outskirts of the city. The masked pilot pulled off his helmet, revealing a scarred face and sharp gray eyes. "Name's Dorian," he said. "You called for extraction. I delivered. Now tell me, who the hell are you?" Lana met his gaze, weighing her options. "You tell me first?" Dorian smirked. "Fair enough. I work with people who don't like Anderson, and from what I hear, neither do you." "And why should we trust you?" Marcus asked, arms crossed. Dorian tossed a blood-stained file onto the table. "Because Carter isn't done with you yet. He's already sent his next move." Lana flipped open the file, and her blood ran cold. It was filled with surveillance photos of her, Marcus, and Reed, and below, in bold letters, "Wanted, dead, or alive." Lana clenched her fists. "So Carter's putting a bounty on us now?" Dorian nodded. "A big one. Every mercenary, bounty hunter, and corrupt cop in the city will be after you." Marcus exhaled sharply. "Then we hit first. Take Carter out before he gets to us." Dorian shook his head. "You don't get it. Carter's not just another enforcer. He's working with Anderson directly. You take him out, Anderson sends 10 more. You need to go higher." Lana frowned. "Anderson himself." Dorian nodded. "I can help you get to him, But you won't like the price. Lana met his gaze. Try me. He leaned in, voice dropping. You give me Marcus. Silence filled the room. Marcus tensed. Lana's mind raced. Marcus is wanted for a lot more than you know, Dorian continued, and there are people who would pay a fortune to see him fall. Marcus smirked, but there was an edge of warning in his tone. So that's your play. Lana gripped the edge of the table. That's not happening. Dorian sighed. Then you'd better have another plan. Because in 24 hours, Carter's people will find this place. And when they do, they won't just be coming for Marcus. Lana took a slow breath. She needed to think fast. And she needed a way out. Hours later, Marcus sat alone in the dimly lit room, rolling a knife between his fingers. You should have taken his offer. Lana leaned against the doorframe. I don't sell out my team. He chuckled dryly. You sure about that? Because I'm not convinced you know where your loyalties lie. Lana stiffened. What's that supposed to mean? Marcus tilted his head. Someone tipped Carter off back at the docks. Someone gave him the location of our escape, and it wasn't me. Lana's blood went cold. You think I... Not saying it was you. Just saying, there's a traitor in this mess. He flicked the knife into the table. And we'd better find them before they find us. Before Lana could respond, an explosion rocked the building. The walls trembled, the lights flickered. A second blast sent them both crashing to the floor. Dorian burst into the room, gun drawn. We're compromised! Smoke filled the air. Shouts echoed from outside. Footsteps stormed up the stairs. Carter's men were here. Lana grabbed her gun, heart hammering. She turned to Marcus Dash, only to find him staring at her with an unreadable expression. Then, before she could react, Marcus grabbed a gun and aimed it right at her. What happened next? Click the notification button for more.